Welcome to Write for Joy. My name's Allie Cross. I'm a USA Today best-selling author and certified life coach. I have chased joy my whole life until one day I realized I already had it. I found my joy, and now my goal is to help you find yours. Joy is all around us, so let's see if we can grab some of it for ourselves today. I'm Allie Cross, and this is Write for Joy.
Hey, everybody. I'm Allie Cross. I am here with one of my oldest writing friends, Karen Hoover. I'm just thrilled that she's here because she had a little hiatus for a while there, and she's back, like all in capital letters. I swear I need a shock buzzer or something to go off because I tend to forget to let you actually say hello. I'm working on it. Everybody. So Karen and I were talking before we started recording, and think we have been friends for 20 years. About. And her boys are about the same age as my boys. We never lived super close. Otherwise, I think we would have just camped out in each other's living rooms 24/7. I remember her telling me stories. Karen has incredibly cute, fun stories from her entire childhood about writing. And I learned something new about her today. In second grade, she was like Stephen King, except she didn't try to sell them, I think. Maybe that's where you missed the Stephen King thing there, Karen, because he had made his things and then went and tried to capitalize on them. Whereas Karen, she wrote her stories and stapled them, and they were these little books. The story that I did not know was that she wrote stories with her brother because he was really good at description and she was really good at dialogue. I can vividly recall scenes from Karen's Magic Flute series. I'm pretty sure that her brother's efforts rubbed off on her because the description imprinted itself on me. And so that's pretty powerful. That's amazing. So Karen started out, and just for anyone out there who thinks that writing is super hard or that you tried for like a year and it didn't go anywhere, Karen started the Sapphire Flute series about when she was 22. That it was 18 years before that first book got published. And then I think the second book came along at an appropriate rate. But the third book, life happened, right? In between second and third.
Yeah, there was a couple of years between the second and third.
Yeah. And during stuff happened. She didn't give up writing entirely, though, because she wouldn't be Karen Hoover if she'd done that. And so in the show notes, there will be links, but she's got a couple other pen names in which she dabbled while she was on hiatus from her true love and passion, which is young adult fantasy, urban and epic. So Karen, tell us about your books.
All right. Well, you covered quite a bit there. So yeah, I like writing with dragons and spaceships and all kinds of fun creatures like that. That's like, yeah. I had a friend once who actually dared me to write a romance because I didn't think I could write anything. And she gave me kind of a format to work from, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And I ended up writing 5 books. But my heart is still with the fantasy. I've got 4 that have been released in my epic fantasy, the Wolfchild Saga. And I have one urban fantasy called New Timber of Rapture. I just love strange things.
I'm impressed that you did so well on your kissing books, because I remember the first time I was trying to write And it was so boring. I was like, what do they do? Magic and stuff. I need a vampire to come and fight one of them or something.
I know.
I did learn that there was joy in the regular stuff, but like you, my heart's in this stuff. So Karen, we're talking about joy on this podcast. So what is Karen Hoover's definition of joy?
Oh, to me, it's feeling free from all the heavy stuff that just weighs me down. I have found that writing is my joy. It pulls me up out of anxiety and depression, and just taking the time to put words on the page puts me in a much higher place. And so, yeah, that's my joy.
I love that. I did have a question, though, that was slightly off topic. A lot of people suffer from chronic illness or mental health illness that does get in the way of writing. And you say that writing helps lift you out of these morasses, but I'm actually not sure that that's the plural of that word. Marasmas. I don't know. This pit of despair. But for a lot of us, when we're feeling that way, that's the worst time to write, or it feels like there's no way to access that. Is it because you do morning pages, a la The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron? Is that right? Do you think it's because you do those, or do you have another thought on that?
No, it's definitely because of doing morning. I hardly ever skip on that. I don't always get it done in the morning.
Yeah.
But at that stage in the day, I will take time to do that because it clears so much clutter, not only that's in my head, but that's in my heart.
Yeah.
It just pulls that up and out. So even when it's too hard to write on my stories, when I don't have that creative burden like I need to write, I still do my pages. That might there.
Can you give us a quick version of what morning pages is?
Yeah, it's 3 pages of stream of conscious writing by hand, because it accesses a different part of your brain. Do my pre-writing stuff, I'll listen to things uplifting, and I pray and meditate. I do all of that kind of thing, and then I sit down and do my morning pages, and I'm able to access more of the emotional stuff, and also the clutter that's just on the surface of your head. I tend to have cyclical thinking, things that go all the time, and it takes that down and just lets me breathe. It's fantastic.
So joy. Karen, where do you find joy in your writing?
Well, just putting words on the page makes me joyful. But then there's also tools of the trade. Pen. I have my 3 favorite. One of them's a fountain pen Pilot puts out called Varsity. And one of my other favorites is also a Pilot at 75.
Yes, anyway. I believe you introduced me to the G5s, which I have not ever strayed from. I'm still using them to this day.
Good. I love pens. And, well, I shouldn't show you how many pens. Having a new pen and a new notebook, it's like giving candy to a 5-year-old. It just makes me so happy to have that little thing. And I do prefer writing by hand.
Yeah.
I don't always, if the doesn't come in snap, I'll sit down and put it into the but I just love writing by hand. And I love doing morning pages. It's like that breath beforehand. It slows me down so that I can. And being able to breathe is a very joyful thing.
I love that you included a pen and paper because that sounds so benign or something. Like, how can that be a source of joy? But for a writer, especially someone who writes by hand, so you would have that mental response. It's like opening a door and someone saying, okay, Karen, anything's possible.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times we're afraid of the blank page. I often have to go blah, 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 like anything just to fill up the first page. And that's fine. It's just the starting of a thing. But I think for you, the way you described it, it is like opening a door to Wonderland. If I think of the first blank page more like that, like anything is possible, as opposed to, hey, you have to start it with the most awesome first line ever, and you have to have a hook. And, all of the things, the craft things, that's what we have revision and all of that for. But wouldn't it be wonderful if all of us could get back to that joy of writing? Because there's got to be something of value in it beyond sharing the book with people or whatever. I think you went to the very heart of it, to the creation and the joy. I could just imagine the little girl inside you writing that book that you were going to staple together. We should try to find and hold on to that joy, the joy we had in the creation of stories. Because, wow, what could we do in our writing if we gave ourselves that kind of permission to just experience it and love it? I remember when it used to be that way.
Yes. It's so fun.
Yeah. I want to think about that. And I want to give a little bit more attention, I think, to morning pages and to that preparatory breath, to that getting yourself ready. Because it's a beautiful, amazing thing we get to do. So we should take good care of it. So Karen, thank you so much. Karen is a very deep well. I bet if you found Karen and you asked her a question, she would answer you and it would mean something because she's wise and very generous. I think we need more of that reminding of the love connection we have with writing or once had. We could probably do all kinds of shows together about how to show up to write when everything in your mind and body is saying no, and how to find that joy and how to feel like a child again with that sense of wonder. Anyways, it's such a joy to have you here again. It feels like old times. You've just been so important to me. So thank you for coming on my little show and talking to me. Is there anything you would like to say to my audience before we say goodbye?
Oh, goodness. Just find the joy in the journey. It's not all about hitting the end. I think it's about the progress. So day by day steps and being in the moment.
I agree. And that's wonderful advice. Thank you so much. Everything about Karen, including those romances of hers, will be in the show notes. So you can find her. She'll probably not let me put in her personal phone number, but you could still find her on Facebook and messenger her like crazy. Thank you so much, Karen. And thank you, all of you, for listening and for tuning in. I keep saying it's a joy to talk to people. And then I feel, in my head, because I have an inner critic, like most of us do, telling me, oh, you've said joy like way too often. You need another word for that. But I just did not realize when I started this little project how much even just the talking to these wonderful people would fill me with joy. It's filling my well to talk to other people and to feel in my heart the things that bring them joy, because it helps stir my own. So thank you so much for being here. And thank you again, Karen, for coming. You're a very special person, and I'm excited for the rest of the Wolfchild Saga to come out. It's going to be amazing. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day and go grab yourself some joy.